An owl is a mysterious bird. It is ascribed both extraordinary sharpness and almost total blindness. We will look into the mysteries of the owl's senses in this article. Among the mass of its congeners, it stands out perhaps more than any other. Its huge eyes mesmerize, and its silent flight is truly intimidating. Many myths and legends are associated with it. How do owls look with their ears? There are about 8,300 species of birds on our planet. The bulk of them leads a daytime lifestyle. This is not surprising, because in daylight it is not only safer, but also easier to fly. Besides, it is much easier to find food during the daytime as well. That is why birds' vision is extremely well developed, eyes and corresponding brain centers. This is the origin of legends about the extraordinary sharpness of eagles and their swift-winged relatives. Consequently, the majority of birds wake up at sunrise and go to rest at sunset, which is easily convinced if you listen to the morning forest and the night forest. However, there are also such originals among feathered birds, which, on the contrary, sleep during the daytime, preferring to perform all the most important functions at night. In the darkness they not only fly, but also build nests, hatch chicks, hunt, indulge in mating games, in a word, do everything that others do in the light. And, it must be said, they do it no worse. The most interesting among such feathered midnight owls are owls, whose image with huge, like a searchlight eyes, is known to anyone who has any idea about the world of birds. An owl on the hunt. The long-tailed owl stalks its prey with amazing patience, often for many hours. During this time it sits somewhere low to the ground, frozen like a pillar. Its eyes are narrowed and it may appear to be dozing, but it sees everything. The slightest rustle and the owl, without any sudden movements, easily turns its head in the direction of the source of the sound. Although its eyes are still covered, its ears are fully tense. They allow the nocturnal predator to determine the location of potential prey. When its ears determine the location of the tempting noise, the owl opens wide its huge dark eyes. At this moment, her prey can already be considered doomed. After a short time, the owl flies to its nest with its prey in its clutches, emitting a muffled uterine hoo-hoo-hoo. This bird is indeed a very efficient hunter. In just one season, an owl catches about 1,000 voles, which destroy crops and damage grain stores. What are the eyes of an owl? Due to the fact that owls have really huge eyes, it used to be believed that they could see even in pitch-black darkness. In part this is true, but only in part. In the twilight of the night, owls can see much better than people and the majority of birds of prey. Experiments have shown that owls' vision, like that of a cat, has its limits, and in complete darkness it cannot see anything at all. For a long time there has been a hypothesis that owls' eyes are a kind of device capable of perceiving heat rays. Ostensibly, thanks to this thermal imager, the owl sees a warm mouse body, which stands out against the overall cold background of the Earth. However, after special experiments were carried out, this theory was blown apart. Moreover, the same experiments showed that owls are not only unable to see the warm, infrared radiation, but even not able to perceive the red color. For example, when a trapped owl was placed in a dark room, it not only did not see the mouse placed there, but could not even detect it when it was illuminated by red light. However, as soon as the mouse moved or squeaked, the owl would immediately attack it. How important is hearing to an owl? Extensive scientific experiments showed that the owl tracks its prey in total darkness, as it does on long autumn nights, using its hearing alone. The accuracy with which it determines the location of its prey is incredible. Doctor of Biological Sciences V.D. Ilyachev and his colleagues conducted laboratory experiments with owls. To the room where the owl was sitting on a pedestal, the floor was sprinkled with sawdust. Under the sawdust were placed small sound emitters, speakers. And as soon as this or that transmitter emitted a mouse squeak, the owl would immediately rush to that place, clawing at the speaker as if it were a mouse or other prey. When in the woods, among the trees, owls use the so-called decoy method of hunting. When she sits on a branch, and as far as her eyesight allows, she looks for her victims. Although it would be more correct to say that it listens to its prey instead of looking. But when the owl is in an open space, for example, in the field, where there are mice, or on the forest edge, it does not sit in one place, but flies round its domain.